Hey, Dr. Bones back again with my associate Skelly Skeleton. Hey, Dr. Bones, how are you? Well, we're going to do a little chemistry here. You probably heard about acids and bases. Maybe you don't know this, or maybe you do. Carbon dioxide, we hear about global warming and all kinds of stuff about carbon dioxide. There are pros and cons about it, so I'm not going to get into that. But I would like to tell you a little bit about carbon dioxide. When it dissolves in water, it forms a very weak acid called carbonic acid. Interestingly, we're going to form some carbonic acid today. And we're going to do that, well, either I can blow into a water system with the CO2 from my lungs. Probably going to take a lot of CO2 to do this experiment today, so I'm going to show you a chemical reaction that forms CO2, and then we can use it to neutralize what I have in this container, sodium hydroxide. How do I know I have sodium hydroxide in here? Well, I put in a sodium hydroxide pellet, and if I put in a little phenolphthalein indicator, an acid-base indicator, with sodium hydroxide, it should turn pretty much purple. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, and there we go, pretty much purple. Let me swirl it around a bit. Okay, so there is a pretty good sodium hydroxide solution as indicated by the purple color phenolphthalein indicator. I want to get rid of the purple color. Well, how can I do that? By creating an acid. The acid neutralizes the NaOH or OH minus base, forms water, neutralizing the solution. We're ready to go. Going to go from purple to colorless. Well, got a tube here. I guess I can let the blowing begin. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to see if this will work. Be careful when you blow into these things. You don't want everything blowing out, so let's go really slow here. And swirl it around, swirl it around. From my perspective, it's not really changing all that much in terms of the color. So even though I am forming carbonic acid, I'm not going to be forming enough CO2 to form the carbonic acid. So how can I get out of this situation? Well, let's go up and try something else. Got a container with some water in here. Got a funnel. I'm going to show you a step-by-step process here. What we need are two reagents. They're going to react. One of them is citric acid. You've ever had Alka-Seltzer, citric acid and sodium bicarbonate, some combination thereof. Going to put some citric acid in here. So this is the acid part I'm looking for. But the citric acid is going to react with the sodium bicarbonate and form a nice bunch of CO2 gas. And the CO2 gas, well, we're going to collect that in a balloon. So the first step is to put some citric acid in here. I could put vinegar or acetic acid, but it's kind of smelly. So citric acid is the non-smelly way to do this. All right. Uh-oh. Skelly, you forgot to remind me. Where are your safety goggles, Dr. Bones? Safety goggles. Whenever you're playing with chemicals, actually, well, I shouldn't say playing, whenever you're using chemicals wisely, put on your safety goggles. In this case, I got some safety glasses, but Skelly's got some safety goggles. Here's Skelly's safety goggles. There you go, my friend. Hopefully they'll stay on you. All right, so we are ready to commence with the sodium bicarbonate. Here's the citric acid, ready to go. Sodium bicarbonate. Well, how are we going to do this? Well, we want a collection for the CO2. We've got a balloon. Inside the balloon, well, you could put some air in there or feed in some sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate, that's where we're going to get the CO2. CO3 now, but we'll form CO2 gas. So sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. Going to make sure we get it into the balloon. So I put the balloon onto a funnel. It's a little bit humid today, so I don't know if I can get this to go in here easily. But we'll see. If not, we'll blow up the balloon a little bit. Oh, that wasn't too good. I think I will try another balloon. So we blow up the balloon a little bit. That will stop it from sticking. Okay, so here we go. That's the thing about science. It's never done perfectly the first time. Okay, so here we go. Stretch that balloon out a little bit. I have a cool breeze here. Well, not much, but now let's put it back onto a funnel. And then we will feed the sodium bicarbonate into the balloon. So be careful. Sometimes when it's kind of a humid day, it will stick a lot of stuff, including your clothing. So here we've got some sodium bicarbonate into the balloon. All right. Now I'm going to put it on to the citric acid in the bottle, and lo and behold, we'll quickly get a CO2 explosion. Make sure you got it on nicely, and there it goes. So there's the CO2 gas in the balloon. Be careful. Right, got your safety goggles on here, safety glasses. And that's going to be plenty of CO2 gas to neutralize the sodium hydroxide that I couldn't do in terms of creating carbonic acid. So I tried to put in some CO2 from my lungs, but wasn't going to do the job. So we've got plenty of CO2 there, and I can take off the balloon now, and of course you'll see bubbling of the CO2. That's okay. You don't really need all of it, as this should quickly be over once I get it onto the tube. So let me go down here, try this. Oh, so I guess his goggles fell off. Here, let's put them back. There you go, my friend. And onto the tube. Sometimes it's good to put a little mouthpiece on here as well, but we'll stretch it over. And we'll probably have plenty of CO2 to neutralize this NaOH in the container. So here we go. We're bubbling it into the container. Swirl it, swirl it, swirl it, and slowly the purple color disappears, and there you have it. See? So all we really needed was more carbon dioxide gas, and I wasn't going to be able to make enough in my lungs. So there you go. On to the next segment. We'll be talking a little bit about electrolytes. See you then, the Dr. Bone Show.